Now, how do I start this video? Okay, so about AI art. Now, you're someone who complains about AI art. I'm just gonna say it straight up. You're not an actual artist. You know, thing is most of these people that complain about AI art, they only care because of the attention it is getting. They never actually care about art itself or about the expression part. They only care about money and the fact that it's getting attention. You know, which makes sense. You know, art, to prove that I also make art, you can check out my Deviant art. Deviant art slash LimeyXD3. That's enough proof. So I know if I'm not just some random person that's just like, I've never done art before, but I think art is cool. I can't really say that. I actually do art too, so in a way. Now, I've only posted pixel art, but I've actually done a lot of art. But I still have the same stance, and that is, if you complain about art or think it's replacing you or something, like, what are you even doing? Art is not this. The same thing applies to music. If you feel like something is replacing you, you're the problem, not the problem, not the thing that you think is the problem. You need to fix yourself, because the attitude, this is exactly how people think, when it comes to AI art. This is the same attitude they have. Oh no, AI art is replacing me, so I guess I should stop doing art now. No, I would never stop doing art just because something is doing better than me. That should not be your reason to quit art, ever. You make art because you want to. Now, I do art as a hobby. I do art because I want to, also. Not because of the potential attention I'll get from making art. It's because I actually have a deep connection with art. And that connection is very natural connection. Naturally, I started off drawing art when I was a kid. And over time, that connection has grown closer and closer to me. And I feel like, oh my goodness, right when I'm building, I feel like I've gotten to understand art the more I've made it. And that is something most artists might feel too. Someone that is also naturally done art, or naturally is an artist, I feel the same way. But those who use references, they're definitely the ones complaining about AI art 100%. I find those who use reference are the actual ones complaining about AI art. Like, what makes you think there's a difference between you taking a reference, copying it, claiming it as if you put your original creativity to it? What makes you think AI couldn't do the same thing? And think there's a difference between you and AI when there really isn't. If you use references, there's no difference between you and AI. I'm just saying. But you use your imagination, I'd say it depends on what type of AI you're up against. You know, maybe there's an AI that literally has the same, that can literally think like a human. I mean, I wouldn't even be able to tell. Just an AI that literally can use their imagination. Might as well just call them a human at that point. AI can also have a soul. Believe it or not. If they can use the same aspects of how the imagination works, what's the difference? Who cares? You know, it really does suck that people will never understand the difference between AI is not really that far apart in terms of, you know, using references. If you use reference, I have no sympathy for you. You know, I use reference sometimes. I rarely use reference at all, actually. I mostly use my imagination because I feel like it's more fun that way. To actually use your brain and not just whoopsie doopsie, I can only make what's right in front of me, just like an AI. Yeah, at that point, you're basically just like an AI. You're taking what's in front of you and creating nothing, and creating something out of it that already exists. While imagination is creating something that usually doesn't exist outside of the realm of existence itself. It's hard to explain, but using your imagination isn't just about your memory. You take what is from your memory. There's two types of imagination. You can take what's from your memory and manipulate it. Or you could come up with something that doesn't exist. That hasn't existed. Okay, it's hard to explain, but basically, it's hard to explain imagination, even though I do use it. It's, you know, all you need to know, there's two types of imagination. One that comes from memory, and the other that just pops out of nowhere when you create something. And you're just like, what am I drawing? This looks like nothing I have ever seen before. That's the type of imagination that really separates AI art from like imaginative art. Anyways, I've been yapping for like 10 minutes while I'm building this. I'll give it another 5 minutes talking. But anyways, AI art, it's not a big deal. If you care about money, maybe it is. I can see why you would be complaining about AI art if it's taking your money. But as a hobby, you should not be caring about AI art. if you think it is, if you think art as your hobby, you should not care about AI art at all. Love Minecraft music. Also, I make music, you know. Also, not to post your bubble or something, but I made quite a few music, a lot of music. I've just gotten right back into making music like 2 months ago, or like 1 month ago, after not making music for like 3 years, and it's kind of crazy. It's crazy how much, you know, I'm a fast learner when it comes to anything, which separates me from like 99% of people on this planet, which also might be the reason why I don't care about AI art, because, you know, I'm a fast learner, so I'm basically like AI, so but, you know, AI cannot replace expression. Yo, for now. Yo, AI can probably figure it out eventually. AI can probably figure out how to put soul into art and music, but just not right now. Will I care? No. Should anyone actually care if AI art succeeds in replacing humans? No. If you just ignore it, it's not a problem. If you only care about yourself and not what others think, then you shouldn't really care about all this AI stuff. Like, man, Minecraft music. One day I'll make something similar to Minecraft music when I feel like it. But right now, I'm only making music. And right now I have like a schedule, right? Where at a certain time I make music, and at another certain time I make art. So it's consistent. So, you know, consistency is basically key to everything. What do you think about it? This is what I've learned after playing Rocket League for like 6,000 hours. Is that when I used to be in school, I played Rocket League every single day. When I get back home, I'm hopping right back onto Rocket League at the same time every single day, and it usually ends up me going back to sleep at like 10 o'clock. No, if you want to put a lot of time into something, you know, just like set up a schedule. You know, I didn't have a schedule, but it was ingrained into my head. You know, I didn't need one. I rarely watched videos back then. No. I was like, you know, I'm just gonna go right back to play Rocket League. I don't care about homework. The thing is, I don't need to study when it comes to anything. For some reason, studying is not like something I needed to do when it came to school. I just remembered everything because I just have a better memory retention that allows me to remember everything, mostly everything I needed to know about the test, which is kind of crazy. And that's how I ended up passing school. A lot of people were shocked. They thought I was like dumb or something. This person never studies? He must be dumb. But in reality, I'm just different. I don't need to study. I don't need to study art either. I can just remember what a hand looks like if I just see it once. Maybe a couple times. It'll take me a couple times of seeing the hand from different angles to be able to draw it. But you don't need to like be able to have a hand right in front of you just to draw it. That's the thing about all these people that use references when it comes to art. They need it right in front of them, and that's how you prevent yourself from improving. You need to challenge yourself. If you want to actually improve at something, you need to challenge yourself. And not do something that's just easy. Anyone can copy. Anyone can copy art. I tried it. It was so easy, and it's not even funny. Yeah, I tried copying this one guy's art. On DeviantArt, I was like, this is kind of stupid. How is this even allowed? How do people think this will make them improve? In reality, your mind is telling you you think you're gonna improve, and that's how it tricks you. In reality, you're not. You're not gonna improve unless you actually challenge yourself. Your brain needs a challenge in order to improve. It needs proper discipline. And that proper discipline comes from not wanting to do something that you're comfortable with. Something I also learned from Rocket League. Doing flip resets. Yeah, I didn't want to learn it. Yeah, I actually did want to learn it, but doing the process of actually learning it, I didn't want to do. Because it felt too hard. But I did it anyway. Just do it. If you want to learn how to draw from memory, you just gotta do it. You gotta be like, you know what? This looks bad. If that demotivates you, you're drawing from memory for the first time, right? And you're like, this kind of looks bad. Why did I even try this? There's no point in trying this again. Probably because you just have a bad mindset. Anyone with a good mindset can actually improve from drawing from memory. A good mindset means you don't take what you've done badly and think there's no point in trying again. You gotta think differently. You gotta be like, I need to keep trying and trying and trying and trying and trying until I get better at doing this technique. Because learning a technique is about being badly at it and actually trying and trying and trying until you're good at it. That's what a master at art can do. If you're a master at something, you know how to do everything. You know how to draw from imagination. You know how to draw from reference. You pretty much can use all these techniques. There's nothing wrong from drawing from reference, by the way. I think drawing for reference is a technique, not a skill. It's not really a skill to me, in my opinion. Man, I've been yapping for like 20 minutes, holy. Just life lessons, I guess. Learning art takes quite a while. But that's the point of everything, to improve at literally anything, it takes time. You can't just be good at it instantly unless you're an alien. Unless we have evolved technology where it gets to the point you can literally be injected with all the knowledge of every single person on this planet. That's the only way you can improve at anything, and literally at 0 seconds. And literally in 0 seconds is from like technology. You just get injected with all the knowledge of every person on this planet. That's all it takes. But anyways, I don't know what else to talk about. I kind of dragged the whole AI art thingy like 20 minutes long when it shouldn't have been. Maybe you learned a lot from me talking. Maybe you haven't. You know, if you're someone who wants to get into art, I recommend you do so. Because it can be an experience that can literally, quite literally, change the way you think about life. Because, you know, anything, I don't really do exercise, but I think exercise is kind of pointless. If you have like projects like me, like I have a huge project that I should be finishing right now, but I scheduled it, but I actually have free time, you know. I scheduled it where I have the free time in the morning, and at night, I like near night is when I start writing. So basically, my schedule goes like this. In the morning, I have free time like I have right now, which is where I spend most of my time is playing games or watching videos. At like 12, I do art. 12 to 2 p.m. 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. when I do art. And 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. when I do music. You know, something like that. You know, I've only implemented this recently because I realized something. And that was, I just kept doing things randomly. And doing things randomly can make things more inconsistent, you know. It can throw everything off balance. And I mean everything off balance because I feel like if I'm not doing something consistently, it's gonna demotivate me from doing it. You know, I'm like, I have to do art, I have to do music at this time. You know, it doesn't matter. Just do it. You gotta tell yourself, I gotta do it at this time. Or else, everything's gonna be inconsistent. I'm just gonna constantly do things whenever I feel like it instead of actually doing it because you have to do it or you want to do it. Eventually, I feel like over time, the more I use this schedule, I won't get that feeling like I don't want to do this. Instead, I'm gonna get the feeling to be motivated to do it. But yeah, my free time right now is in the morning, which is when I usually eat. 7 p.m. 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eating time frame so I can watch videos. Holy, it's been like 23 minutes. This is a long video. Very important talk on this video, by the way. With all of the censorship thing, age verification going on with YouTube, I think this is the proper video. The proper video to be making right now. I probably won't be making any more videos because YouTube might die. On 3 days from now, YouTube might die. Not even joking. It might be the literal end for YouTube. Because I don't even think YouTube even cares. They got enough money. They can be like, you know what? Why don't we just end YouTube once and for all? I mean, who cares? We don't care. We have all the money right now. Why should we care about YouTube existing anymore? Because the new CEO isn't I don't think they care about YouTube. They have all the money now. Same thing with all these corporations. Why should they care? You know, they made enough money. They made enough money, they can literally just kill off their own platform. And they wanted to. Which, I don't blame them. I probably would do the same thing too. I mean, why should people allow it to have fun if I'm not having fun? You know, sometimes people want to see the world burn. I don't blame them. Because, you know, maybe the world does deserve to burn. I might be stupid for thinking that, but there's nothing stupid about it. It's just the truth. Some people are different. They just don't want to see people happy. And I actually can understand that, because I've also kind of have had those feelings where I just don't want to see people happy. Because why should people be happy when they're not grateful for what they have right now? You know? Why should people be allowed to play certain games if they don't appreciate those games in the first place? People are always complaining about games not having what they want in them. If you're gonna complain about them, maybe we should just stop making games entirely. You know? Sounds like a great idea. I sound like a psychopath. No, I'm just kidding. I sound like a psychopath. But maybe psychopaths are the ones that are actually true to themselves. And those people that are fake being happy all the time, they're also fake. I mean, the people that are always happy all the time, they're fake. They're only happy because... I was thinking of something. Wait. They're only happy because it benefits them. In what way? Only a psychopath would know. You know, like me. Yeah, I'm dragging this video to 30 minutes, I don't care. Psychopaths are kinda based when you think about it. Also, this is my skin in Minecraft for some reason. Yeah, I made it myself. Yeah, I made it myself a long time ago. I made like 3 different Minecraft skins, and I was like, you know what? I can make another one. I actually put the time, because I do pixel art, and I'm like, I can literally do pixel art. What makes a difference when it comes to Minecraft skins? You know? This is what real art looks like. You know, no references. This is why I respect pixel artists. Pixel artists usually don't use reference. I think. Yeah, I didn't use reference for this. I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna... dragging this video to 30 minutes. 30 minutes. 30 minutes. 30 more seconds. Anyways, this is the end of the video. AI art, just stop complaining about it. It's never gonna go away. Why should you even care? And yeah. Get good at art and stop complaining. If you're actually good at art, then why are you complaining? What makes a difference? It's just AI. Kill issue. I'm out.